Should Dr. Anthony Fauci be impeached? I know. I know what you're saying. That's just designed to get your attention. I know that as a government employee, he cannot be impeached. He can only be fired. By now you have probably heard that Anthony Fauci, our doctor and director of Allergy and Infection Disease National Institute, is the highest paid federal employee, making $417,000 plus as in 2019, meaning last year probably made close to 40 somewhere in there. In case you're wondering, President of the United States is only paid $400,000. So what do we get from highest paid federal employee? So what do we know about Dr. Anthony Fauci? He started in 1968 with National Institute of Health and made its way through the director of National Institutes for Allergy and Infection Disease. So 53 years in government, working for the government, working in DC, and he is now a highest paid federal employee. I'm sure that you have heard that Dr. Fauci is making now over $417,000 a year, which is actually higher than President of the United States. So I have no problem with Dr. Fauci. I'm sure he's a very nice guy. He's a very good husband. He's a great father. There's nothing personal about, but I like to look at what are we getting for our money. Here are some of the statements that we learned that Dr. Fauci made in the last year. In January of last year, about a year ago, Dr. Fauci was talking about that COVID-19, or as President Trump called it, China virus, was not going to be an issue in America. It's going to be limited consequence and we should not be panicking about. Also, he was early opponent of President's ban on travel from China and some other countries to prevent the spread of this virus. In February, Dr. Fauci sort of became famous for telling us that the masks didn't work and that we shouldn't be walking around wearing the mask. He also downplayed the role of hydrochloroquine and remdesivir as being any beneficial in treatment of COVID, which is mostly false. We actually knew better. In February, at the end of February of last year, we made a trip to Italy. We flew, we took actually some masks, N95 masks with us because that made sense. Dr. Fauci was saying, don't wear a mask, masks don't do anything, but I actually thought that was a common sense. So we did. We traveled, we had a mask in a hotel, in the restaurants, in the airport, in the airplane, and all that kind of stuff. In March, Dr. Fauci told us that the vaccines, if ever developed, will take years, 4 to 6 years on average. I knew better. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, but I believe in the private sector and I'm a capitalist. I predicted in March that we will have a vaccine around 1st of November. So I was off a few weeks, but again, I'm not a scientist, I'm just a common sense guy that believes in capitalism and private sector. In April, on recommendation of scientists, aka Dr. Fauci, we shut down the country and the world pretty much follows suit. Ruining the U.S. economy and the world economy to the tune of trillions of dollars in the lost income, revenue, and jobs. Dr. Fauci's recommendation, 2 weeks to slow down the spread. We did that. That kind of didn't work. Then back finally in September, we kind of gone a whole 180 degrees. Now the mask did work. Dr. Fauci told us that masks do work and came to the point where now masks are mandatory. You just about go anywhere, you have to wear a mask. So again, little correction. And finally, in the last couple of days, on the question if one mask is good, is two better, and using common sense or following the science, Dr. Fauci told us, yes, 2 masks will probably be better than 1. So maybe, I'm thinking, well, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 would be even better. So in conclusion, what have we learned so far? I'm not a fan of anybody in government that does make career out of it. I again, nothing personal against Dr. Fauci. I don't care about politicians who've been in Washington 50 years. I don't care about government employees who've been working for government for half a century. To me, that's not a service, that's a self-service, and I'm not a fan of it. So, being as that is. So what have we got? So it is obvious that Dr. Fauci lied to us in February by telling us that the mask didn't work. Was that follow the science, or was it the politics? He admitted that he was saying that the mask didn't work because we didn't have enough protective equipment for our healthcare workers. Well, if he told us the truth, I think the American public would understand that we need to do a little sacrifice and turn those masks in and let the healthcare workers have them. But was he playing the science or was he playing politics? Admittingly, he was playing politics. So was he wrong? Well, he was wrong about vaccine, that the vaccine is going to take a year, so it's going to, may not be available. Well, in less than a year, we are from 0 to now we are about 25, 30 million vaccines have already been given in less than a year from the time this pandemic started. Tremendous achievement by private sector mostly. Was he uninformed about the treatments? Is he director of an agency that's supposed to protect us from these type of events? It doesn't seem like it was well done, well coordinated, and it doesn't seem like we were actually protected. So what did we learn? Well, we learned that the government employee can be reverenced, respected, rewarded, promoted, monetarily rewarded, with really no consequences whether they're wrong, misinformed, or plainly lying to us. So this pandemic didn't really have a lot of impact on Dr. Fauci, except that he was inconvenient that he couldn't spend Christmas with his daughters like most of us spend separated from our families. But any other consequences that he was wrong on many occasions? And he's again in the government serving 18th president or whatever, however many president he worked for? I don't know. It just kind of seems wrong to me. Hey, give me a thumbs up if you like this video and subscribe to my channel. And again, thanks again for watching.